The title has the big question of the day for Red Hat Enterprise Linux or Rail-based distributions. Red Hat has just made a move that could spell the end of forks for Rails, such as Rocky Linux, Alma Linux, and Oracle Linux. I have covered Red Hat content on my channel previously, most extensively when I covered virtualization. This is also going to have a personal impact for me as I use Rocky Linux on my home server. Well, this is B from Tay Talk Tech, and today I'm going to be telling you all about some significant changes from Red Hat impacting Rail-based distributions. Stick with me. I have a favor to ask. If you like this type of video and want to see more content like it, make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell button for notifications. Also, don't forget to give this video a like if you like it. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, or if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or emotional offers down in the comment section below. And lastly, make sure you stick around all the way to the end to get the most out of this video. Let's do this thing. All right. So I just wanted to talk about a bit of background on and what is happening. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux or RHEL, or RHEL, is a common Linux distribution used in the enterprise space. Red Hat has been around since 2000 and offered support on a subscription basis, and it was acquired by IBM in 2014. Previously, CentOS was the go-to project for RHEL compatibility if you did not want to pay for the Red Hat support. In 2020, Red Hat killed CentOS, but left the repositories to access RHEL source code. This allowed independent forks to pop up, including Rocky and Alma Linux, who rely on access to this source code. Now, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, that is Red Hat's primarily enterprise-focused product. They also have the Fedora project and CentOS Stream. Fedora offers a close to bleeding edge features that are going to be tested for potential future inclusion in Red Hat Enterprise Linux releases. And then CentOS Stream replaced CentOS as a future, but is more of a future feature testing ground. It sits between Fedora and Red Hat Enterprise Linux and is essentially a preview of the next version of RHEL. This also allows for developers and other folks to provide feedback on the features they want to be implemented and comment on those, how they're working, and all that stuff before they actually hit RHEL. Now, this means that CentOS Stream will be the public available repo, removing the ability to pull Red Hat Enterprise Linux source code. This poses a challenge because CentOS Stream is a developmental distribution and will not be a one-to-one match, which is, it's like comparing, Fedora to Red Hat Enterprise Linux. There's going to be a really, really big discrepancy. So that could create problems for a lot of the folks that are relying on the stability of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This poses a challenge because CentOS is, I already said that. And then with this move, the distros based on RHEL will lose access to the source code, at least where it's held at currently. And then this could honestly kill these distros because, now they don't have access to that RHEL source code. This is honestly likely a move on IBM's part to try and push more users into their paid products and, taking them away from these free alternatives. Right now, if you look at the economic situation, companies are cutting back. They're scaling back and all that stuff. And one thing that we always forget, especially like in the open source community, Linux community, and all that, is there's companies involved. And we like to think that these companies are always benevolent and gonna do the right thing. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that companies are companies. Their entire reason for existence is to make money. Now, I'm not going to get into whether, like all the different aspects of this and the deeper implications and stuff like that, because Red Hat does contribute to the Linux. They do quite a bit. So, they do contribute. But, I'm not going to get into a debate here in this video of whether this is right or wrong. I'm merely trying to report on it and talk about the potential consequences of Red Hat's actions. Now, this would be a deliberate move on Red Hat's part, I will say. But, again, they're a profit-oriented company. So I'm not honestly completely shocked that Red Hat has made this. They killed off CentOS in 2020. It was only a matter of time before they started coming for these other alternatives as well. They've got lots and lots of reasons, financial reasons to do that. So, and honestly, I don't hate IBM for doing this because it's the nature of a for-profit company to increase their revenue. So it is what it is. But yeah, so where do we go from here would be the next question. Now, Rocky Linux has already released a statement stating that they don't see this impacting their distro, and have already implemented a short-term mitigation, and they're working on a long-term mitigation. I think they're going to be doing something with long-term, like more like using the source code, like the source code from CentOS Stream. But I'm not exactly sure what that specifically is. And then, and honestly, at this point in time, I'm not going to panic. I'm not, there's not enough information to say that this is going to kill Red Hat based distributions, Rocky or any of these other distributions. This is not the nail in the coffin for them at this point in time. So, and I would encourage you to do the same, but keep in mind, you know your situation better than I do. So, if you feel like this is something where you may need to actually go out and, make some changes, then go ahead and do that. But I'm going to keep my Rocky Linux server as of this time, but I'm going to keep monitoring the situation. And if something else big comes up in the future, I can definitely cover that. And this is kind of a newer type of video, so kind of covering news and opinions is kind of how I'm describing this, and things like that. So let me know what you think of this type of video. If that's something that you'd like to see more of in the future. And one thing many people don't know is that Red Hat Enterprise Linux actually provides developer licenses for free. So you can use Red Hat on up to 16 physical or virtual systems. So that's actually something I do plan on covering in a future video. So make sure you're subscribed so you catch that when it comes out. And I will link the articles discussed in this video down in the show notes below. Check out this other video from my channel. Remember, mistakes make you better, so keep on making them. Thank you so much for watching my video, and have the greatest of days.